Hello there. I wish that you could come and sit here so that I could paint you. I'd like to paint some of you. My name is Juan Fernandez de Navarrete. It's a very long name. Most people call me El Mudo, and I will explain why later. I was born in Spain in 1538. My parents were very wealthy and had a nice house. They were very happy to have a son. At the age of 3, I was very sick and I became deaf. My parents knew that the Spanish law was very, very strict. When my parents died, they would not be able to give their inheritance to their deaf son, but would have to give it to a hearing person, so they were very disappointed. But I was lucky that my parents taught me how to read and write. Most parents of deaf children would not do that. And my parents were surprised to see how much I improved, so they decided to send me to an art school, and I was very excited about that. The teacher at the art school taught me in sign language, and we were able to communicate very comfortably. Remember, at the age of 3, I became deaf, and I never spoke again. That's why people called me El Mudo, because I could speak until the age of 3 and then became mute. I couldn't talk. My work at the school improved a lot. When I was an adult, I left the school and went and travelled around. There was one place in Italy that I went to. There were a lot of really different houses all around, and there was a lot of different art. Everywhere I went. It was very exciting. I loved being there. I met an artist named Titian and spent a lot of time with him. He loved to choose women with red hair to paint, and you would see them a lot in his artwork. I learnt a lot from him. Then I went back home to Spain and did a lot of painting in my house. One day, a man came to look at my artwork. He was very impressed, so he went and told the king. The king wanted to see me. So the man came and told me. I was very excited, so I put on my best clothes and went and paid my respects to the king. The king wanted me to become the court painter. So that meant that I would have to do paintings for new houses or new churches. And I continued doing paintings for the king until I died. My favourite thing to paint was the hand. That doesn't mean that I would paint the hands by themselves, but when I was doing a painting, I would focus on the hands, and I would paint them perfectly. See what I mean? Some people were able to sign with me, and I was able to have basic conversations with the king. But if I wanted to talk in more depth, we would bring in an interpreter. The same as you would today. Would you like to come and see my artwork? You would? Well, come on, I'll tell you where. In Spain, there is an art gallery. It's very big. If you go inside, you'll see lots of works of art, and my art is there too. You'll be able to see a few of my paintings around the place. Some people buy them and take them to overseas art galleries. People find them very interesting to look at. I worked very hard. It was difficult at first, but over time I created a large collection. Then I disappeared, and I thought my art would disappear too. But it survived and is still on display 450 years later. I think it's wonderful, and I'm very proud.